Tokusatsu, taking the form of many shows including Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, and Metal Heroes. And today, a group of fans come together to review it for you as Toku Secrets.
Hey guys, and welcome to another segment of Toku News within the Toku Secrets podcast presented by AnimeSecrets.org. I am your host, Nathan Nassau, and today, Riz, Anthony, and I are coming at you to cover some more Tokusatsu news. Hasbro PulseCon was just recently done, and there was a Power Rangers panel. It featured Simon Bennett, who is the executive producer for Power Rangers, as well as several of the Dino Fury cast members. Naturally, with Hasbro being a toy company, toys were released, and news about the up-and-coming Power Rangers season, Cosmic Fury, has also been released. So today we are going to be doing a brief discussion on that. Of course, as I said, Riz and Anthony are here, so go ahead and say hey to the audience real quick, guys.
Hey to the audience, guys. You told me to say it. I said it.
Yeah. Okay.
I am hyped, yo. Like, that was a really good PulseCon stream.
Okay, so briefly, just to get this stuff out of the way, we have some new Lightning Collection toys that have been announced. We have new Rangers, which include Coda, the blue Dino Charge Ranger, Izzy from Dino Fury with her Green Ranger suit. We have Zoe from Beast Morphers, the yellow Beast Morpher Ranger. We have a Putrid, one of the foot soldiers from Wild Force, that's a weird foot soldier to do. I'll be honest, I'm only keeping up with the Ranger figures that are being done in the Lightning Collection. I'm not really interested in getting the foot soldier toys, although if I ever decide I want to do Zeo, I'm going to have to buy a cog, since there's this one cog that it's the only way that you can get Rocky's Tonfa for a Zeo one. For a Zeo form. Yeah.
And there's like those as well.
I know that they did a Tinga, and they did did they do a Putty, Anthony?
They did putties twice. They did 2-pack for the regular Mighty Morphin season 1, and they did the season 2 putty as a wave release, and yeah.
Okay, so they've done
the Fighting Spirits Green Ranger was with the putty.
Okay, so they've done a Putty and a Tango Warrior, and now they're doing a Putrid. I mean, like, I don't know, like, I'm not a huge Putrids. Like, could we get, like, I don't know, a Quatron, or?
I would like Quatrons over I would like anything over Putrid. Let's put it that way. Putrids make me feel putrid.
Quatron, Tribot. Yeah, it's a weird choice. I was about to say, and this is before they've done, like, they do a Putrid before they've even done a Wild Force Ranger, but then I just remembered that they've given Max and Merrick toys. So, there's also a new figure for the Astro Megazord, which looks awesome. Is it supposed to be a deluxe toy though, or a smaller one? Because
it's like how they did for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Zord Ascension line.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
like,
okay.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, this thing can basically transform like in the show.
Yeah.
I might check it out. An Astro Megazord will look nice next to my Mega Voyager.
The Astro Megazord.
And like some extra features that it has is that so it opens up and you can actually see like the Rangers actually inside the command center base from inside. And then I think there's you also get like tiny little figures to go with them too. And they're supposed to be like in scale. and I think there is like a little like in the cockpit of the shuttle. You can see the Rangers in there in the Zord as well.
That's a little reminiscent of I don't know if this was the case in Power Rangers, but in Time Ranger, when they released the toys, they actually had little minifigures of all 6 of the Rangers that you could actually
Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That
you
was
could actually
exactly
put
what
them
it
into the cockpits of the Time Flyers. Or in the
Yep.
Q-Rex's case, you could have the Quantum Ranger like literally stand on the Q-Rex's head. It's a little reminiscent of that.
Yep. I definitely know because I used to own the Time Force Megazord, so that's definitely you definitely around him on the head for that.
Yeah.
So they released Kona now. I know they've done Tyler and Ivan. I think they've done Chase and Riley. So have
Yeah,
they
they
done?
have. I got Shelby right now, so yeah.
Oh,
She was
okay.
released
So
with Merrick. She was released with Merrick and Zato.
so with Coda, that pretty much completes the main 6 Dino
Mm-hmm.
Charge Rangers. Okay, that's cool. What other Beast Morpher Rangers have? I know Devin and Nate have been released. Is Robbie out?
Yes, Robbie was in the release with MMPR Red and Lord Draken.
Oh, okay. So that means that they just need to do Steel or whatever the Silver Ranger's name is.
That's literally all they do with Steel. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure the only Dino Fury Ranger that's been released is Zato. So
Yep.
they still have some work to do with Dino Fury, but hey, I mean, at least they're completing teams here.
That's
Or
true.
in Beast Morpher's case, getting close to completing teams. I mean, I don't know. I'm just my big thing is like Hasbro. Could you just like stop dragging your feet with getting Zane's Silver Ranger figure released in Walgreens because I want him so bad. Like, come on.
Right.
And release Z already. Because come on. I mean, you complete the A Squad Rangers before you give us Z. Like,
And she's literally coming out next year. That's the crazy part. Like, we're not getting her till next year.
they don't want to release instant toys of like the Nova Ranger and Cat Ranger. Okay, fine, fair enough. I can live with that, but come on. Can I get Z already?
That reminds me of like the episode Perspective when like Z was telling her side of the story of how the events happened during the bank heist, and like you just hear like Sky just repeating Z's name over and over again while he fights the
The
fights
Crybots.
the Crybots, yeah.
Okay,
And he's
that's
going Z Z Z Z Z Z. That's literally how everybody's feeling right now.
yeah. That episode's lame, by the way, but whatever.
I find it hilarious. So
Okay, that's another discussion for another time. But yeah, that's the point of the toys. Pretty good with the lightning collection. I mean, the only other thing I'll say is that the heads this time look pretty good. I think Coda, Izzy, and Zoe are pretty okay. Maybe not Zoe. Zoe looks a little weird, but they're getting
yeah.
better with some of the heads. I mean, the 2 worst heads for me are Billy because he looks like Austin Powers, and Cassie looks more like Miss Fairweather than her actual self. Miss Fairweather from Lightspeed Rescue, and everybody made a meme on how Zane's head looks like Jay Leno. So
I would say he looks like the human version of what was it Blubber from freaking Beetleborgs? Is that his name? Flabber?
oh, Flabber, yeah. But
Yeah,
people said
Flabber.
that Flabber, looked like Jay Leno.
He does.
He does.
100%. He looks like Jay Leno to me.
Which is why
Yeah,
I'm gonna use the Psycho Silver head for that for my Silver Ranger whenever I get it. If I have one.
but yeah, that's pretty much the toy news. But that's not what.
One more thing,
yeah,
Nate. So Unfortunately, guys, this is some bad news for the guys who collect the boxes of these figures. So, as we all know, Tom Whalen does the artwork for the boxes for the Rangers design of the boxes and stuff. And apparently, after the new wave arrives, I don't think this wave though. I don't think wave 13 with down to the yellow, and I think what was it? It was down to the yellow, uh, Wild Force blue, and it was a couple other ones. I can't remember I can't remember who else was it, but like I know those two were definitely going to be on the next wave. But the wave after, which has like Zoe, Coda, and our girl Izzy, they're not going to be doing the Tom Welling art anymore. They're going to be doing those closed boxes designs now, and it's just going to show the Ranger and like just posing and stuff, and that's pretty much going to be it. So no more open boxes after no more open design boxes from now on after the new wave comes in for next year.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Yeah, because like now you won't be if you just say for instance, you know how most people complain about how like the paint apps on some of the figurines or something might be off. You might miss miss like a hand or two. Now you won't be able to actually see how the Ranger looks like in the box. You have to actually open it up first and know what it is.
That I don't know that just seems like kind of a betrayal of how Power Rangers toys have been in the past. Because like I can't remember a single Power Ranger toy where you didn't have any aside from like the deluxe Megazord toys. Like you would always have like a box with like transparent plastic that would let you see what you're getting. So
Hey,
yeah, that just sucks.
like they didn't do that for like the Beast Morphers or like the Dino Fury Zords. So why do they do it here?
I yeah, I'm not sure what to say about that.
Mm. I know you don't really collect the toys, Rich, but what are your thoughts on this?
I don't understand the toy collecting thing as much as you guys do. My excitement begins and ends with, oh cool, there's new toys I could possibly buy, but I probably won't. The only thing that I'm gonna seriously look into buying will be the Astro Megazord, honestly, from the Zord Ascension project, because that thing belongs in my office on a mantle.
Oh yeah.
So that's about all I can say is that I want that. Everything else with like the box collecting and all, I have zero understanding of it.
Yeah, I don't like. I've kept when I do get older mechs, I do sometimes keep the boxes for nostalgic purposes, but I'm not. I'm not really collecting the boxes for the Lightning collection though. So
Nah, me neither.
Yeah.
But it is kind of. But I did like the artwork. The artwork was pretty good. But now it's gonna be like, oh, so they're just gonna be just this poor guy who's been busting his butt making all these like cool designs for these Rangers and stuff, and the helmets and stuff. For the boxes is just like, yeah, I'm not gonna use it anymore. Bye. Like what? Like
I mean, that's still not the biggest gap that they've done. Like to me, the biggest gap they've done in the Lightning collection is this most recent release where they're going to be releasing Adam as the Black Mighty Morphin Ranger. And, instead of, doing something that's like unique to what Adam did as the Black Mighty Morphin Ranger, like, I don't know, donning the Operation Overdrive Defender vest, they instead give him a fire extinguisher that was used by the Black Ranger in the episode Putty on the Brain, which is when Zach was the Black Ranger.
wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hasbro, y'all, y'all really, y'all really, y'all really doing a whole lot up there, huh?
Yeah. Sorry, that really annoys me.
I can tell.
Oh no, me too. I'm like, really, y'all? The freaking weapon he used in Putty on the Brain? That was like a Zack and Billy episode. What? They need someone like us on the department team to really making these toys, because I'm like, that's not how it works. Move that. Nope. Fix that. No, his hair's supposed to be this.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be worse with Hasbro. So, we're getting. I mean, Damon looks cool as the Galaxy Green Ranger. He at least comes with his Quasar saber. So,
And it's Trash Dagger, who, oh, by the way, Leo, who had 2 releases, mind you, couldn't have his. Imagine that.
well, anyway, that pretty much covers the toy related stuff. We got some more important stuff to talk about related to news with both the Cosmic Fury and the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers. We got a lot of news to cover with that. That's basically the main course here. So I'm actually going to let Riz talk a little bit more about this, seeing as he's really excited about it. So go ahead, Riz.
Okay. So I'm going to start off with the Cosmic Fury stuff because that's easier to go through real quick and get our thoughts out there. So at the Hasbro PulseCon last Friday, they announced they had the entire cast of Dino Fury, excluding Kai Moya, who's the actor for Ollie. He had other commitments at the time. So we had Russell Curry, who was Zeta. We had Hunter Dano, Amelia, Tessa Rowlett for Izzy, and Jordan Fight for Ion, and Sans Perez for Javi. Now, the way the PulseCon stream worked, they had 2 things going on. One was the toy stream, in which they put a small teaser clip of the full interview from Andre the Black Nerd with the Dino Fury cast and Simon Bennett. And in that clip, they just said, they went through some of the behind the scenes of Dino Fury, talking about the finale and all that stuff. And then Simon Bennett's about to say, yeah, we're going to be adapting, we're going to adapt the following Sentai for Cosmic Fury. And at that moment, they just cut off and they said, if you want to know what's going to happen and what they're adapting, you have to go watch the full 45-minute video. So I went and watched that. It was a really good watch. I learned a lot of backstory about Dino Fury and what they were thinking. But the big takeaways for this news podcast is, once again, the ending of Dino Fury was not planned to go into season 3. At that time, they had no confirmation of Cosmic Fury or the Dino Fury cast coming back or anything. Like I said in the last podcast for our review on Dino Fury Season 2 Part 2, that's a lot to say at one time. God dang. But I just want to give that quick recap so that we can understand where we're going today. So Simon Bennett announced officially that the next Sentai that they will be using for Cosmic Fury will be Key Ranger, with an alteration to the past. So instead of adapting the Utsu Sentai Key Ranger suits, mechs, everything in the fight scenes, they're only adapting the mech fight scenes. So meaning we're gonna get the Key Ranger Zords, but when it comes to the suits, we're getting brand new suits, original suits from Hasbro. And I gotta say, these suits are honestly really cool. I like them, and I know there's a large majority that don't like them. But what do y'all think, Anthony, Nathan, about the suits?
Okay, so well, first of all, we've all so far, at least as far as I know, we only have seen 2 suits.
Yeah.
Gold and green. I think so. For those back home that haven't seen it, so they basically have the same helmets from the looks of it. the main alterations is that the gloves have been changed to like a more gauntlet look.
Mhm.
There's like a silver shield thing that looks kind of similar to the Green Ranger shield over the chest. And even though the Dino Fury Rangers pretty much all have the same weapon except Ion, they both appear to have different weapons. Like Ion has this like claw-looking pincher, like energy launcher thing, and Izzy has 2 daggers. So I'm actually excited for that because I'm not really. I always like it when Power Rangers gives each of the Rangers their own individual weapons because I'm not a big fan of seasons where none of the Rangers get like an individual weapon and they all just have the same stuff. I just think that that's. I don't know. Maybe it's just because ever since when Mighty Morphin, they had like the power weapons where they all had different weapons. That just seems like a staple to Power Rangers for me. So I really like that.
I think my favorite part of the photo is honestly the fact that Izzy has 2 daggers. That's really reminiscent of Trini back in Mighty Morphin, and they both share the saber-toothed tiger animal for their Zord. So I think it's very fitting that they give her double daggers for this.
I'm curious how they're. Oh wait, no, Anthony, you can give your comment on the suits now too.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Okay. So I like that they actually like at least updated their suits at least. I mean, I'm still a little upset that they decided, oh, we're just gonna like not use the Q Ranger suits at all. Like, I kind of wish they would at least like if they're not going to at least adapt this team, at least show the team somewhat. Like, hey, like we're Rangers from another planet. You can use our Zords, blah blah. I would have preferred that over them just not using them. Period. Like that just kind of annoys me a tiny bit. I'm not gonna harp on the people who are designing this stuff or like anything like that. It's not. It's just a personal opinion. But they look pretty good at least, and I will give them this. At least they updated the suits, unlike MMPR where they just use all the same suits from the first episode all the way to the end where they lose the powers and stuff. So I just at least they did that.
So
I would give them props for doing that at least.
I'm gonna give you a quick response from Simon on why they decided to go this route.
Oh, I already
So,
know.
well, I know you know, but I don't know
Yeah.
if our audience all particularly know what's going on.
Right.
So Simon Bennett, producer, came out and said in that same PulseCon panel, part of the reason they did it this way is because they wanted the ability to have original content, and they're not having to try and match Toku footage with the American adaptation, because sometimes it can get really strenuous to try and find locations that look similar enough so that they can splice in the American actors with the Japanese footage so that it all looks like it's in the same location, more or less. So by making new suits, go ahead.
They were able to do that pretty decently in past seasons. Now sometimes it's bad, like watch the episode of Power Rangers Megaforce where they get their ultra power for the first time. That demorph sequence where they go from Ranger form to civilian form, that transition is like the worst thing I've ever seen. But for the most part, they actually do it pretty seamlessly.
Well, they do it seamlessly if you're not looking for it. There have been times when I watched Rangers and I know about Super Sentai, I know how it all adapted and all that into America. We all know the history there. But it's funny to me sometimes when I can see American or, not Asian descent people in the background running from whatever explosion's happening. And then the next scene, you see a bunch of white guys with the same running in the background kind of thing as they try and merge the two. So it kind of, if you're paying close enough attention, you will see stuff like that. And I get why that's a difficulty for Simon and the team to like try and continue. Like, that makes sense to me. I get it. It's never going to be a one-to-one because you're adapting content from a place where the people filmed are of a certain ethnicity versus the ethnicity you're working in right now. So I get it. It makes sense to me for that. Now, one question before I turn it back to you, Nate, for your comments. A lot of people have been commenting that they don't like the belt buckle having the MMPR lightning bolt on it. What do y'all think of that?
I didn't even notice it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so on the belt
fine with
buckle
it.
of both Rangers, they have the lightning bolt from MMPR.
Let me look at this real. All right, I'm gonna like look at this
I
real
think
quick
it's
so I can
subtle
actually
enough.
see.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, like so when I noticed it right away that they had the lightning bolt on there, and I thought, oh, that's really awesome that they're adapting the Sentai motif of, like in Sentai, you sometimes have the V incorporated on the suits, like with Aka Ranger or Zenkaiser had something similar too for theirs. So I think it's nice to be able to pay respect to where you came from.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are calling it lazy and kind of ugly looking, but honestly, I don't find it to be ugly. I think it's amazing looking, honestly. I think Anthony's slowly losing his.
Oh yeah, I do see it now. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, I see it.
What do you think?
Didn't even notice it at first.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
it just fits in so well to me. I like how it looks, you know.
Oh, and I also noticed how the morpher, like I guess it's like a new morpher they have, like at least on Izzy's suit. It looks like the morpher kind of like holds, I guess, their version of the Q Tama. The Q Tama is what
Yeah,
the Q Rangers use to transform into the Q Rangers.
yeah,
I guess they're going to utilize, I guess, that aspect of the show and just use that as their like new morphers, I guess.
yeah. I just watched episode 1 of Kia Ranger like this afternoon for sake of interest of where we're going next in Ranger. And
Hmm.
so I understand now a little bit of what you're talking about with the Tamos. I've seen it.
Yep, the Q Tamas. Yep,
Yeah, so I think it's pretty cool.
yep.
But Nate, you had something you were gonna say before we went off into this tangent of ours?
I'm just curious how they're going to handle how the mechs work, because the main mech for Q Ranger is Q-Reno. Q-Reno has so red, fine, fair enough. You got Zato for that. Green, Izzy, fine. Black, Hobby, fine. Blue, Ollie, fine. Yellow, are they? How are they going to do that?
So my thought on that is they might relabel the yellow one to be gold.
But they have
Yeah,
a gold one though.
Oh,
but
they
there is
do?
a gold one. Yeah, this is going to require a lot of creative writing. It actually reminds me of how the writers adapted Kaku Ranger with Mighty Morphin, because there was no Pink Ranger in Kaku Ranger. But now, thankfully, the first set of Zords, there was a little bit of pink on the Crane Zord, so they could get away with calling the Pink Ranger that. But there was no way to make the white Shogun Zord look like it's pink. So, but they were creative enough to like have Kimberly out of commission while the Shogun Zords were introduced, so that you could have Tommy there, and then the white, so that you could get away with the white Shogun Zord. Are they gonna introduce a new Ranger character here then, and maybe have Amelia out of commission and like give us a Yellow Ranger, or like?
But but the thing is though is that Q Ranger has a pink Ranger, and
Yeah.
they are going to use her Zord. I'm hoping they're going to use her Zord. So it's like they have every color for each Ranger to use, but then there are several colors that won't be utilized. With yellow being obvious one, silver.
Isn't
Uh,
most of the like, I haven't seen Q Ranger, but isn't most of the individual mechs Like I'm talking like blue, like I'm talking like silver, gold, blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
Are those like auxiliary mechs just for like different arm attachments for Q Reno?
Pretty much. So it's like they have their own mechs. Okay. So there is at first, of course, 9 of them at first. Then there's another range. I think 3 other join after the 9 initial join in. So there's going to be a total of what? So there's going to be a total of 12 Rangers that have Zords.
But like you can get away with like having like you could just simply say that like the so here's the dilemma here. You can get away with saying like okay the gold range like the silver Zord and like the pink Zord and the sky blue Zord and any other color that they don't have a corresponding ranger for. You could just say that those are auxiliary mechs and they won't really and it'll be fine. But the problem is that the base of the Megazord, like the base Megazord, I guess, has a Yellow Ranger Zord. You're not going to be able to work around that. So that's what makes me really curious. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because like it's not like they like unless I'm mistaken, I don't think that they regularly use Q Reno where they have the Pink Ranger Zord substituted in instead of the Yellow Ranger Zord. Now I could be mistaken, but
Now, keep in mind one other piece of news about Cosmic Fury. So, Cosmic Fury will be a global exclusive release on Netflix for 10 episodes total. Two things we can get from that. One, Cosmic Fury is only 10 episodes long. And two, we can say goodbye to international spoilers ruining the things for the fandom.
Thank God.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that was the most annoying thing in the world. It was like people that I was friends with that had a fan page, they posted Amelia's antenna photo immediately.
Yeah, that irritated me so much.
And it bugged me because I knew there's a possibility that she could be Refconian, but I didn't know,
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff really annoyed me.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
good.
I mean if they really want to make this work, I mean I guess you could say that so from what I'm looking here, and again, I mean keep in mind guys, back at home I haven't seen Q Ranger, but you could have it so I'm pretty sure there's like a formation where they use like the gold and silver Zords
Yes.
for Q Reno. You could just have those Zords belong to Ion. You can just have both of those belong to Ion. I No, I mean I'm looking at all these different formations that they have in Ranger. There's no way that you can work around not including that Yellow Ranger mech. So
I mean,
yeah,
they might bring in a 7th Ranger. I mean, look. So the things that we know and don't know, we know that the 6 original Rangers are back. We also know Kia Ranger has like what 12 Rangers in total.
Yep.
Mhm.
So it is possible that while they're not adapting the suits, they might have more than the 6 that we know about. I mean, Fern, for example, knows their Rangers now. Like, she knows Izzy is the Green Ranger at the very least, and she's a smart kid, so I would imagine she instantly figured out, oh, Izzy's friends with these other 5 people, and they always hang out together, and they always vanish at the same time together.
And they always wear the
There's
same color clothes as the Rangers do.
Yes, I mean Fern probably figures out the secret of all 6 of them, and then in Cosmic Fury, she could be the Yellow Ranger or whatever. I mean, at one point, I'm gonna hold off on this comment until we get to the MMPR reunion stuff. But yeah, um, just throwing it out there that they had the potential to bring in another Ranger to cover that gap, and also remember 10 episodes we may not see Zord fights in every episode, so they may get creative enough that they found a way to not need footage for, that uses the yellow Zord all that often. That's a possibility that they found a way to get creative about that.
I
Yeah.
also love the fact that they did that in Voltron, because not every episode of Voltron ends with a giant mech fight, which I
Yeah.
love that so much.
Yeah, so I mean, the thing about this going to Netflix, we're going more serialized. Like we have more emphasis now on story rather than the action, I think. And that's the biggest plus for going to Netflix over Nickelodeon or the other stations before it. So that while this is still a children's TV show, it can start to gain some of the maturity that we, the older fans, indirectly yearn for.
Yeah.
And it's also confirmed that that if it's from Simon Bennett himself, because he basically posted on Twitter, no, I am not extending the episodes to 45 minutes. There's still gonna be
Yeah.
30-minute plus episodes, or
Yep.
that's 20-ish minutes,
Yeah.
give or
So
take.
they're gonna go with the normal 20 minutes per episode kind of thing.
Yeah. So there's
If-
gonna be no hour, no 45 minutes. It's gonna be 10 episodes, 20 something minutes each. Deal with it.
Now, what I'm expecting, if they play their cards right, and from what I've seen Simon Bennett say on Twitter, so like I mentioned in the Dino Fury review, part of the dilemmas that they've faced in the past is that they can't do civilian fights very often, because then that means that they have to do some like filler stuff with Jayborg and Zane and the Buzz Blast crew. So what I'm kind of thinking is that, given they're going to space for the next mission to find Lord Zed and stop him, we may not get many things like comic relief like Buzz Blast or like a Bulk and Skull kind of thing. So that cuts down on the episode, time. Because typically you'd spend, I don't know, maybe 40% of the episode on the comic relief stuff with that side story, and the other 60% on the Ranger stuff. But if we don't have the comic relief stuff going on, then you can dedicate the full 100% of the episode towards the story. And that, in my opinion, will make it a lot stronger.
Yeah. What did you think of that, Anthony?
Has Anthony just gone mute?
No. I'm still here. You hear me? Can I hear me?
Silence,
I'm hearing you
guys.
now.
I mean, yeah, I agree. It's just I'm more or less just waiting to see how they do it, because I'm so glad that they won't have to focus so much on the side on those ridiculous. Honestly, I never found the comedy stuff funny after Saban came back, and then Disney, and then not Disney, but Hasbro had tried to do their comedy thing. It just did not work for me, honestly.
Honestly, I didn't mind Ben and Betty all that much, and Zane and
Betty
Jade.
was waste potential because first of all, she's way too fond to be just the comic relief person. I'm sorry, she definitely deserved to be not necessarily a serious character, but just not the person who be part of a slapstick. You know what I'm saying?
She's better looking than Zoe. I'm sorry. I don't want to offend I don't want to offend Zoe's actress, but I'm sorry.
Her name's Jacqueline. Jackie. I'll call her Jackie.
Betty is too good looking to be a comic relief character.
I'm not such a 10-foot pole.
But okay.
Anyway,
now comic relief characters have been decent looking. Like Fran from Jungle Fury is cute. I think Fran is cute, but she's not better looking than Lily. But she's still cute. You get what I'm trying to say here? Yeah. And by the way, Fran was the last comic relief character I thought that was actually funny, by the way.
What do you think of Camille? By the way, I need your honest answer on that.
I mean, she's okay. Just
Okay, what? Wait, what?
okay.
Okay,
Lily is the best looking girl in that series.
I mean she is, but I mean Camille, she kind of got it going on too. I mean, like I'm saying, like I wish I was Daishi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, she's not bad looking, but okay. Well, we're drifting off topic.
We're kind of
here.
drifting off way off topic. We can do another podcast about this
Right.
later if you want. But let's reel it back in because we do have another major topic to discuss tonight. But before we do that, any last comments on Cosmic Fury?
No, that's all I need to say.
Okay. So moving on to the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger 30th reunion. At the very end of the Cosmic Fury panel from PulseCon, what? Okay, I thought y'all were saying something to me.
No.
So at the very end of the PulseCon panel, they played the a video of David Yost on set, and David Yost was talking about how they're filming stuff in New Zealand right now, and he called out Walter, the Black Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, and they both confirmed that they're working on a reunion project for Mighty Morphin to celebrate the 30 years, and that's pretty hype because we haven't seen these two actors return to the franchise. Walter since freaking Mighty Morphin, and David Yost since Zia when he was kind of left, you know.
If you want to be technical about it, Walter has been back for two things. In the middle of Lost Galaxy, there was this Lost episode where it's not an official episode, but it's mostly like he and Austin St. John as themselves. They're not playing Zach and Jason.
Yeah, but that's separate, dude. That's not like character stuff.
And then he was also brought back for Forever Red. He voiced one of the Machine Empire generals.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was the green one.
But Walter hasn't been back as Zach since Mighty Morphin. So it's really nice to have them come back. And this bit of news, so the official news from them was left at that. So over the weekend from Friday until today, there's a lot of speculation on is there a Mighty Morphin reunion episode in Cosmic Fury or is it a separate thing? And just this morning at the Hasbro investors meeting or whatever it is, I don't know what the exact term for that thing today, the panel they had, they confirmed that the Mighty Morphin reunion is separate from Cosmic Fury's deal. Now, what does this mean for, us as a fandom is that we only know two returning Mighty Morphin actors, and that's just the Black and Blue Ranger. So clearly we need to start thinking about who else is coming. And I know a lot of y'all have probably already seen Steve Cardenas and Kat Sutherland exclusively confirmed to be coming back for this reunion, but it's not been officially said by Hasbro or the creative teams or anyone with authority. These two actors are only being speculated because of a lot of internet sleuthing by the community. So Steve Cardenas was going to a convention in the UK, Carlisle Comic Con, I think it is. And that con will be next Saturday on October 15th. But he had to cancel because he's doing extended filming. And at one point, the convention said, Steve Cardenas is still filming in New Zealand. He had to extend his time out there, so he can't be here with us. So people are running with that and saying, oh, Steve Cardenas is in New Zealand. New Zealand's where Ranger stuff gets filmed. That's really interesting timing that Walter and David are there, and Steven's also in New Zealand. He must be the Red for the reunion. And then for Kat Sutherland, Steve's seen on Instagram wearing the same jacket that I think Hunter Dino was wearing. Like, it's a jacket you wear during like filming, so that whenever you're not on set, you have something to keep warm if you're feeling cold. So he was wearing the same style of jacket that you would normally see the Dino Fury cast wearing. And so they're using that as proof to say, oh, look, Kat Sutherland is in New Zealand as well, and she's filming. However, nothing's been confirmed by Hasbro. And while I do think Steve Cardenas and Kat Sutherland are returning, because they did return in Dimensions in Danger, I don't want to be like other Toku Power Ranger oriented websites where I'm going to just outright say, yeah, they're confirmed to come back, because they're not confirmed by anyone official. This is all just our fandom doing sleuthing on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and piecing together the story. There could be a lot more that we don't know. Like, maybe other MMPR Rangers are coming back in some other capacity. But how that works, we don't know. Now, if you're following this, if we're going to take the rumor as true, this implies we have a red, blue, black, and pink Ranger, and we're missing the yellow now. And so the options here are, well, really only one option is the actress for Aisa coming back, Karen, or you do something with Trini post everything like. Sadly, her actress passed away in 2001 in a car accident, so Trini's character itself cannot come back. But this leads me to the other speculation that's been going around the internet, that another actress named Sarlia Curse will come back as the daughter of Trini, and she'll be the Yellow Ranger for the reunion. And while that's a really cool idea, that's also not confirmed, and that's all based on speculation from the fact that she's also in New Zealand, and she was seen at Morphicon this past year. I don't know if anyone saw her with like the cast members or like hanging out or anything, but she was definitely seen there. She has a photo on her Instagram of her posing with the Mighty Morphin Rangers for a photo, like some kind of backdrop photo thing that you can take a photo. She took a photo with that and posted it to Instagram, saying she's at Morphicon. And she fits the profile in that she's a martial artist and she's an actress, so heavy potential, but we also don't know if she's going to be Trini's daughter, if she's going to be like a Trini recast. I really hope not, because that would turn me off from this entire reunion altogether. But there's a lot of supporting evidence to say that, yeah, this could all be true. But again, nothing official has happened yet. Now, I've said a lot. I'm going to let y'all kind of catch up here.
You want to go first, Nate?
Yeah, I really hope that Kat and Rocky come back, because I'll be honest, like I've wanted Kat to come back a lot. I'm glad that they finally brought her back for Dimensions in Danger, but Kat was always one of my characters that I wish that they brought back more frequently, because I didn't like how she just disappeared after that. I also think it's funny how she and Rocky, if they come back for this one, that means that they'll be back for the last two anniversary specials, which I think is funny because they were both supposed to appear in Forever Red, and they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for those of you back home, Rocky was supposed to have like a brief cameo in Forever Red, where he was going to be Tommy's butler, but Steve Cardenas was moving houses, so he couldn't be found. Kat is technically in Forever Red because her actress voices that female Machine Empire general, the one that Eric and Orico destroy, the gold one. And there was a scene apparently filmed where she was going to show up as Tommy's wife at the very end of the special, but they cut that episode out. No, they cut that scene out, which sucks. But yeah, it would be cool to see, Kat and Rocky come back, because, that way we kind of have the all the generations of Mighty Morphin, because Billy was there from start to finish, so of course he has to be in there. You can't have Mighty Morphin without Billy. Zach represents the first team. Rocky represents this team when it made the changes in season 2. And Kat represents the very last change. It was brief because, Zio happened after she joined, but you get the idea. So it's cool to see all these different generations of Mighty Morphin team up. So I really hope that happens.
Yeah, I really hope that what they're saying comes to pass is true. I really am hoping for that. But I'm also tempering expectations of our audience and our podcasters that just because the internet is saying it does not mean it's going to absolutely come true the way we're thinking it will. Like I said, C may not be Trinity's daughter for all we know.
I just hope it's not a recast.
Yeah, that would be
Me too.
Well, one thing about it is that the actress is really young compared to the others, so a recast of Trini wouldn't make sense for her. So, anything else you want to add, Anthony? We didn't really give you a chance to talk yet.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the 30th anniversary, and it kind of does make sense as to why, if this was the case, to have these 5 Rangers come back for the reunion, because we know a certain someone won't be there because he said he pretty much he was pretty much done with Power Rangers, or basically this actor said that he was done with Power Rangers, but let's be honest with you, he probably only wasn't invited to come back because it wasn't gonna be about him anymore. So it was we don't really want to use this actor anymore. So yeah, that's probably why.
You talking about JDF?
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to comment on that too. So a lot of people
cares enough about Power Rangers to show up to my home city of Atlanta for an obscure Power Rangers convention. So
you see what I mean? He's this actor says he's done with Power Rangers, but he'll still ride the coattails off it.
Yeah, he goes to Power Morphicon in LA, fine, because that's the Power Rangers convention. He comes to Ranger Stop Atlanta, which hardly anybody except the people of Atlanta care about. He's got time to come over to my little city. You are not done with Power Rangers, man. Stop fooling. Who are you, kid?
So something to support Anthony's comment from earlier. Jason David Frank posted his 30 years, respect the past, embrace the future, where he said he's no longer going to be Tommy Oliver, but he's now going to be Eric Reed, the White Dragon, which is his own new movie that's coming out from Bat in the Sun, I think next year. He posted it August 7th, which is around the time that I would expect that they're finalizing who's coming in for the reunion, and the final planning and all that's probably happened then, because you probably need 2 months after everyone's confirmed to begin building sets and planning and all that stuff. So my guess is that Hasbro didn't extend an invitation to him to come back, and that was his temper tantrum for him not coming back, is saying, well, Hasbro doesn't want me. I gave y'all 30 years, so respect the past of me being Tommy, but let's embrace the future where we don't need Power Rangers for me to have keep y'all entertained. I'm gonna be Eric Reed now, and I'm gonna make the White Dragon into this big thing that'll rock the world. But end of the day, no matter what he does, he is always gonna be known for Tommy, not Eric Reed.
Right.
Like,
He was
even
he's like, y'all kill me with this ish. Okay, I'll 30 years my career for this.
I mean, I get it, but I also find it kind of odd that he isn't being brought back. because he was part of Mighty Morphin for a larger part than most of the actors that are coming back. I mean, he was there longer than Steve and Kat. He was there almost as long as Billy. So I mean, it's kind of interesting they didn't bring him back for that. So my only thought here is they didn't bring him back because they wanted the 5 original, or they didn't bring him back because he doesn't fit the image that Hasbro is trying to portray for the franchise going forward, because he has been a Soviet in the past, and they're trying to do things their way in a different way. The actual reason for why he's not coming back is unknown. We'll probably never know, but that's my speculation right there, and that's all it is speculation.
Yeah. Did you want to add anything else, Anthony?
Oh. Now this is now I have to say allegedly when I say this because because like I said I'm not entirely sure of what the specific details of this is, or if this person is still going through this problem. Okay, so Austin St. John allegedly might have been committed like a money fraud thing. I said allegedly. This is not 100. We haven't confirmed this yet or not. This was allegedly might have happened, and that could be also the reason why he isn't a part of this reunion as well. Allegedly.
Yeah, I think he has a lot of legal stuff going on. I'm not going to comment too much on what the
Me neither.
allegations are.
Yeah, that's why I said allegedly. So I'm like, let me go ahead and just say that, get it out of the way.
Because A, I don't know the full story. Like, even the stuff that's in the news, I don't fully understand all of it. And B, it's not super important to why he's not here for it.
Right.
But yeah, the speculation is there in the same article that says that these 5 are going to be representing Mighty Morphin in the reunion. They also say the reason Austin St. John is not coming back is because of the legal trouble he's in, and Hasbro doesn't want to drag him into the reunion with all that going on. And then for Amy Jo Johnson for not coming back as Kimberly, I wish he would, but
I actually know about that. So apparently she would have came back because one, her and David are super super close. They are like basically at this point. She said, I read somewhere that she said she would have would have been on board with David during reunion special if they used David Yost' script, which they are not using. So she's not coming back for that.
Yeah, for those that don't know, David Yost pitched the idea of, I believe it's called a quantum continuum or something. And that would be like a more adult, nitty gritty sequel to Rangers that would be like 10 episodes on Netflix or something. Kind of showing where the actors ended up, like where did the characters end up, what are they doing, and all that stuff. But at this point, it's not happening. But
unfortunately,
but I've also seen rumors that I haven't been able to confirm, partly because I haven't really looked into it all that much yet, that say that while David Yost is, involved heavily with this reunion thing, he might have a green light from Hasbro to go do his project on his own if he can. So, like, I don't know if that's true, but if it is, maybe Kimberly will come back for that. I don't know.
like I said, I don't know anything much about beyond the whole thing with him trying to do the quantum continuum thing.
Yeah.
And that Kimberly would have, Kimberly's actress Amy Jo would have came back if it was David that was like, running the script and stuff like that.
Yeah. But either way, getting David Yost back and getting Walter back is a really big deal to me.
Right. Especially David, like, oh my god, like.
And I mean, they could still have a thing where the quantum continuum still happens in the future. Like, that's not a long gone thing. It just at the moment, it's not possible to do it for reasons of Hasbro.
And I also know that Hasbro is also doing like other Ranger stuff that's outside the main storyline stuff. I think they were going to try to do something a little bit more, I guess not on the darker side, but more like a more mature storyline. I guess that's separate from the main series or whatever.
Yeah.
Which would be cool though. I kind of like want, ever since the 2017 movie came out, I kind of wanted to see how, they would do more like, you know, non TV show type like format movies or series,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, even now, if you look on like social media, people are petitioning like crazy to have Quantum Continuum happen with David Yu's script. Because he has a script written already. It's there. So maybe it'll happen. One last tidbit and I'm done with my spiel. So like I mentioned earlier, the reunion is separate from Cosmic Fury. My thoughts are that Cosmic Fury will drop in the first half of 2023, while the reunion drops on August 28th, 2023 for Power Rangers Day 2023. I think that'd be the most fitting if it happened that way.
I do too.
So I have nothing else to add for any of the news from the PulseCon stuff. So I would like to say thanks for listening, everyone, and check us out on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, animesecrets.org. We have social media at Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So definitely give us a like and follow there if you can, and keep staying tuned because our next podcast will probably be the Sinkins review, or if Nathan and I work out our individual ideas for another podcast episode, those might come out before. It just kind of depends on how timing all works out for getting everyone together. But either way, Sinkins review is coming really soon, so stay tuned and keep on listening.
Yep.
Later, guys.